Hello, hello, welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So, welcome to the Dev Career Freedom Podcast. I'm Pedro Cavalero, and I will be your host today. And today we're gonna talk about CrewAI. Yeah, multi agents, AI. It's a hot topic today. Not on today, we actually in the last 2 weeks we have lots of news about AI, lots of news from Google, from Microsoft, from OpenAI. Everybody's talking about it. This episode here was to be uh, streamed like last week, but last week was my daughter's birthday, so yeah, it was impossible. But yeah, this week we'll be discussing about CrewAI. So, well, if you have anything you want to talk about it, please go and put in the chat, put some comments about AI, and then we're gonna talk about it. This podcast here, we talk about many things. We talk about career, we talk about tech, we talk about things that are hot topics. So I think that if you want some topic specific, you can just put in chat or just comment there in the episode. I'm going to put here. So today we're going to talk about AI. What actually happened, right? Well, I let me put here on the screen. Yeah, I uh, I did this course some 2 weeks ago. Yeah, here in Twitter, our friend João Moura. João Moura is a Brazilian. Actually, he's a creator of CrewAI. He launched this course with deep learning AI and Andrew Nig people. So yeah, he was pretty excited here in the video. You can see, right? But I loved the course. The course is very good. So it's free, so everybody can go and actually get to the course, and it's an awesome course. We learn about multi-agent systems. What exactly it is, I will show you something that the idea of today. I'm not going to go through the course because that's not the thing, and I received my badge here for the completion of the course. So yeah, I did the course. I received the badge of completion. It's awesome. That awesome course. I really enjoy it. Right, and I would say that it already helping me in my blog here. If you know, I have a blog. It's pedrocavalero.com, right? pedrocavalero.com. You can find here in my blog all the things I'm doing. I'm always putting some news here. Let me just open a little just for you to for everybody who don't know. Yeah, we have like good interesting stuff about, for example, we had Danilo's talking here in our mentorship program. So I got some tips from Danilo and I create an article here. Not that actually I created, so it's something interesting that we can talk about it. And for example, I used CrewAI to write one of these articles for me, like this one. I'm gonna start using it a little much more for me, right? So I asked it to the CrewAI do a research for me and write an article. So it did an amazing research about Google and AI, and then we realized that we had a Google I/O 2024, and then took like lots of interesting stuff from Google I/O, Google Research, Gemini updates, Google Cloud Nest, Google DeepMind, some conclusions, right? Talking about it. So yeah, all this text was written by CrewAI for me, and all this research, everything, right? of course I was using it to learn, but and getting and understanding how it works. So that it was actually amazing, right? So I really want to automate everything with CrewAI for me, and not only this, but yeah, it actually I'm actually doing some real job for me, right? So let's talk a little more deep on that, right? Uh, what's CrewAI? Let me open the website here, and then we can talk about it. Well, CrewAI is a multi-agent framework. What is that, right? Uh, agent. It says agents for real use cases, right? A multi-agent system is actually something really interesting. It can automate important workflows. That's what they say here, right? But which kind of workflows? AI agent workflows. So how it works? Currently, we are doing some work with ChatGPT, for example. If you work with ChatGPT, you know how it is to work with ChatGPT. You go to ChatGPT, you ask something. Oh, please write down this login screen for me, and it starts writing something, and then you start actually doing some iterations with ChatGPT until it gets to what we actually want, right? Because it's not only it's not a thing that you can just write down one prompt and you're gonna have like a perfect output from that. It's not like that. We know we are using AI for some months right now, or like more than a year for now, and we know that it's not the case, right? We know that we need to do some iterations with AI, with any AI, or it's in ChatGPT or any other, right, to get this done. So yeah, what we need to do here is to organize a flow and put some iterations in some kind of order so we can get the actual result in the end. In this case here, CrewAI, we can define what we call agents. Instead of we ask to AI give a return, we read it, we ask a new thing, and AI come with another output. We create another AI that can do that for us. So we ask for the first AI. Say, I want to create an article about Google and the latest news about AI, Google AI, and the first agent says, okay, I need to go and research in the internet and see what we have here and get from the internet. And then the next agent says, okay, I will get these results, and I say, okay, what kind of information we have here, and I can use to create an article. Nice. And then it goes and it iterates and run like sometimes and say, okay, now it's good. And then it's passed to another agent and said, okay, this is a good text. It's written in a correct way. It's using the correct style for my blog. Oh, yes or no. So we need to rewrite everything. You understand? So it goes in a workflow of intelligent agents that can see, okay, now I finish what I need to do, right? So that's what AI does. This multi-agent does. So we create workflow with AI agents. Okay, let's go and discuss a little more deep about how this agent, how what the main concept here, so we can go to the code, right? Uh, I will talk here for like half an hour for to 1 hour, okay? And I will show some example that I have here. The example that I'm using, some example that I found on the internet, and then you can get to your own, right? So just to understand, there are some core concepts we need to understand to work with CrewAI. The first one, of course, is agents, right? What's an agent? That increased it here. Well, an agent is an autonomous unit programmed to perform tasks, make decisions, and communicate with other agents. Right? It says think an agent as a member of your team. That's why it's called CrewAI, right? We need to create our crew, uh, and with some agents. So we define, for example, an agent like researcher, writer, customer support, software engineer, um, uh, copywriter, finance analyst. You need. It's interesting that you can understand an agent like a specific role that can do a particular job for you, right? So, for example, if we define like a researcher, we can say that it is a social media researcher. So it will be a specialist in research in social media, for example. And then you can put like a task for this guy and say, okay, guy, you are a specialist social media researcher, so please research some social media for me about this topic. And we know that ChatGPT and other LLMs works well with role playing, right? Every time we write a prompt, if instead of just write an article from me, we can say to them, okay, you are a renowned journalist for an amazing journal in North America. So write an article, blah blah blah, and it will write this article much better than you just write an article, right? This is something that this is what prompt engineering is doing for us. So this is the idea. When we create an agent, we are doing like prompt engineering each kind of agent. When we put like this, each kind of an agent is specialized in giving us an output. So every we need to define each agent that is part of our crew, right? All right. So we talked this. We said, okay, agents execute tasks. So the next core concept is a task, right? So what is a task? Is a specific assignment that can be completed by agents, right? They provide all necessary details for the execution, such as description, the agent responsible for this task, the required tools, and more, facilitating a wide range of action complexities, right? So when we give a task to an agent, this task is, of course, tailored for that agent, right? So if I'm going to ask a task for a researcher, we need a research, right? And which tools this agent can use to do the research? Maybe he can like go and search the internet, scrap websites, or scrap search Reddit or whatever, right? So YouTube, who knows? So that's the idea here. We can have some tasks to this role, to these agents. All right, and then we said, okay, we can pass required tools. What is a tool, Pedro? Yeah, a tool is a skill or function that agents can utilize to perform various actions. That's the biggest stuff here. That of course, when we create an agent and we create a tool, the tool can do something that we could, for example, automate. Right? I saw an example here in internet. They created a crew that can make clips from video. You understand how awesome is that? So one of the tools is like a way to clip the video, right? Or reading the video, or some getting the audio. So there is really powerful stuff here we have here, right? There is we can do really powerful stuff here. So that idea. For example, in my case, I want to post automatically to my blog. When I finish the article, I want I want that posted automatically, right? so we can have a tool like that. Of course, we need to understand exactly what we want here, and then create tools for that. Okay, so after we create a tool, we can have, for example, no, I will not talk about that. We can so create a crew. A crew is a collaborative group of agents working together to achieve a set of tasks, right? You can think a crew like a workflow. You start a workflow by saying, okay, which agent will be working for me and which tasks I want them to do, right? And I organize all of this, put together in a crew, and start, right? Let's see some examples. Let's get an example, an interesting example, that the one here that I use it to my blog. Okay, this example of I of course I just adjusted for me, but it's not mine. It's from this uh, Jacinka here. Okay, uh, Maya Maya Jacinka. Well, she has a really good YouTube channel. I found this idea from her, and I said, okay, let's start it. I took something for me. I took something. Of course, I forked her code, and I make some adjustment to work for my for my blog here. Her idea was to test a different kind of AI. So yeah, let's show what we have here. Okay, you see lots of code. Okay, let's go through this code here and then I will run. Okay. Well, first of all, we need to start everything. What do we need to do? We have to have uh, we have to install CrewAI. Okay, and CrewAI tools. In my case, how do we do that? Pip stall only, right? Just pip install CrewAI. Let me activate my virtual env. You if you don't know how to create a virtual env, let me show you here. Well, I'm activating. This is my virtual env. How to create a virtual env actually in Python? It's easy. We just Python minus m venv, that's virtual environment. Why we do that? So we don't mess with our operational system Python environment. We just install things in a virtual environment. That way Python works. And then I always use a folder like that, .vm. When I do that, we create a .vm folder inside the folder we want to work, right? And then this folder has a virtual environment with Python and libs and everything, okay? So we can use it locally. When we want to start it, I'm using Windows, okay? And we can run like that. Activate that. This is my PowerShell. I'm using Windows PowerShell. Yeah, guys, I'm not using Mac OS here, so it's Windows. And then we can like run this guy, activate .pss from .vm script. Now we are in a Python virtual environment. Okay, when we are in a Python virtual environment, we can do like pip install CrewAI. When we do that, of course, they say already installed, right? Everything's already installed. I don't need to do anything. Your will be like downloading and all this stuff, right? When we do this pip install, we install all the CrewAI we need to work. This guy here. When we get CrewAI, we can do like we can import from CrewAI the most important part, right? Agent, tasks, process, and crew. Okay, we have talked about that already. Then we can create our agents. Remember, we need to define the agents we want to work. So I define in here the first agent is a senior technology journalist researcher. Why? Because my articles will be by technology. So it's important that makes the agent understand that, right? So the goal of this guy is find explore the most exciting news project of a company, and I see I didn't define it here, so it's a variable. I will define later about the topic on a period of a period. So I'm saying okay, the last 2 months, for example. You must find the newest and the latest news. You must use the search tool to find the most exciting news and the scrape tool to scrap the data. All right. And I say that they created this idea of backstory and say, oh, define this agent more, a little better. So you are an expert strategist that know how to spot emerging trends in a companies and AI, tech, and machine learning. You're great at finding interesting, exciting projects and the most important technology news portal. You turn scrap data into detailed reports with names of most exciting projects and companies in the AI ML world in this case. You only use scrap data from the internet for the report. So please don't hallucinate. Right? When I put the variables through, I want to know what he's doing when I run. And I'm not allowing delegation, so this agent will work by himself, will not pass the work for anybody. And the tools, they want to use these two tools here, the search tool and the scrap tool. Let's take a look at this tool. And these tools are defined in CrewAI tools library. CrewAI is working many different tools that can be used directly in CrewAI without any code by our side. Okay, we can create like custom tools, but in this case, we're just using the tools that CrewAI just created for us. That's the biggest stuff. I love it, this idea. So, for example, the most important is the search tools. We can use this Serper Dev tool. What this tool does is it search the internet. We can see here. The description is a tool that can be used to search the internet, blah, blah, blah. And the idea is to use the Serper. The Serper is a tool that wraps the Google. It can search in Google, but it returns in a more structured way using JSON and stuff. Like so, there is the it can be how can I say? It can be much easier use it. And how do we use that? We need to create a .env file. I will not open my .env here because my .env has already has all my API keys, so I will not show my API keys. Don't show your API keys, guys. Right? But yeah, we can put all the keys inside a .env. How do you use it? We use .env library, right? We need to install .env library. I think it's python.env, pip install python.env. I think I don't remember, but it's and then we run this load.env. So it loads this guy as environmental variables while we're running our code. So it's really cool. So my agent can use this search tool, so he searched the internet, and this scrape tool, so he can go to the link that he searched from Google and enter in that link and see how it and see the actual data from that. The scrape tool, let's talk a little bit about it. The scrape tool, it uses some scrape stuff from Python, so it can go and enter and see the text and everything. So it's already created by CrewAI, so it's awesome. Just use it. Right? Then we have another agency, the writer, the creative content creator. This guy will create my blog post about the topic. and it can use the scrap tool if you want to go and scrap something and more data like to write. Okay, and then we can create this critic. The critic can provide feedback to criticize and suggest the new text to the blog post draft created by the writer. So yeah, this guy can criticize. And the idea is to make the code say you can tell when the blog text isn't concise, simple, or engaged enough. You know how to provide the helpful feedback, and that can improve the text. You know how to make sure that the text stay technical and insightful by using layman terms. Good. All right. Okay. After we design the agents, you see that's just prompt engineer, right? After we design the agents, we can create our tasks. So I want a task. I want a task report. The report from the research. Okay. So I ask for a research, and I want to get data, to scrap data from the internet and make a detailed report on the latest and rising project in AI for that company. You see? So that's the idea here. It's going and use the search, summarize and create a detailed report. That's the task. So I will pass this task to the explorer. This guy has a description and expected output. So the expected output will like format or exactly the way you want, right? The report has to have bullet points with 5 to 10 exciting news, blah blah blah. Right? That's the idea here. And I'm passing that to Explorer, and I can set here the output file. When we run that, we have an output file, in this case report.md, right? And so it can pass to the next task, that is the create the blog article. Create a blog article about blah 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 everything, and then it's the expect output here. We can create like a template, for example, to make it like the way I want. Okay, so it says okay, and I can say, for example, title of the blog post, introduction, title of the post, link to the project, right? When we put in prompt engineer, when we put that in these square brackets, uh, it's not will be in the text. It's just say a template to say put something here. So interesting facts, put some interest facts here, right? And then we have a title of second post. It will not write title of second post. It's just put the title. You see. So this is important when we create when we want some specific output. Remember, AI, we need to make it really clear what we want. I need to put that in blog.md, and then I have a critic that can do the same, verify that it's in the correct style, in the correct format, and of course, it says check the links, check the blog, see if they are the same as scrapped before. So please don't allow a link that was not there in the search, right? And make sure if it that it does make sense there. If it doesn't, rewrite it accordingly. So you can have a rewritten form of the blog post in this file called critique.md. Let's take a look. After that, we create our crew, say, okay, the agents are these three, the tasks are these three tasks. I have the higher variables level so I can see the return, the results, and it use the process sequential, so it executes the tasks in a sequence. Okay, and then I will get our crew to work. So results, quick off, input to I will put some. Let's put something different, right? Microsoft period, the first week of June. Okay. The topic in Microsoft will be news from Microsoft Build Conference, for example. Let's see. what we receive here. I'm gonna run it. I hope it works. Yeah, it's working. It's starting. Say, okay, use see, I passed the company here and they say rising projects from Microsoft. It's going. Oh, now it's scrapping. Yeah, and we cannot see everything because it's doing so fast. Oh my god, I got some errors. Oh, I got rate limited. Oh, how bad. Interesting. Well, actually, I can. Let me try. We are live, but let me try to get this rate limit here. I know that we have a rate limit here somewhere. Max RPM here. Maximum request per minute. Max RPM. Let's see if I can do that. Max RPM. Let's just see. Crew max RPM. Max RPM attribute sets the maximum number of requests here. In the crew. It's during the crew creation, not when I run it. All right, let's try out here. Okay, let's try again. If it doesn't work, I will show you something that I already have finished. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Oh, it's one per minute. Sorry. Yeah, let me put like 10 per minute. I hope it's okay. All right. Let's wait that for finished. Then let me see. Let me show you my last call here. I ran for Oracle here. Let me show you. This is the report.md, right? The report.md is one of my latest run of this for Oracle stuff. It says data report for the latest writing project AI for Oracle, focus on Java 22 news, and then it calls a Java 22 release and all things released in the source of the code, the information, Project Ember, the source of information, Loom features and the source of information, Project Panama, libraries, performance, blah blah blah, Java 1, everything, right? Awesome. This is the report. So then let me play again this guy and we can continue seeing. Okay. So my writer got all this information and wrote this blog post for me, right? My complete best final answer to the, the task, right? And Java 22 ushering the new era of innovation. And then it writes down something. Oracle has unveiled Java 22, blah, blah, blah. On the most exciting features is region pinning for G1, Project Ember, for example, string templates, awesome, awesome, everything here, right? And then it starts calling everything and they give the conclusion. Good. And then I said, okay, critic goes and take a look, see if it's a good thing, and rewrite down if you need it, if you need to rewrite, right? And then it's rewrote. Let's compare the blog with the critic. compare selected, and see the difference. It didn't change much. Yeah, it didn't change much. So the critic likes what they write. Let's see these two here, for example, the Microsoft guy. Compare. Yeah, now we can see like some difference from the critic and the other one here. In the last week of May 24, and it's rewritten by in May 24, 2024. Microsoft unveiled a plethora of groundbreaking AI, and Microsoft unveiled a range of groundbreaking AI. You see, I asked it to be more concise, so it actually took that text and started using like more simple words, which is really cool, right? Yeah, guys. Unfortunately, I'm getting rate limits from OpenAI. Yeah, I cannot show you live here. But of course, every time we gonna show something live, we need to be prepared, right? So yeah, I have a lot planned of results here to show. Oh, see? So the blog and the critic, we can see that the critic is making it much more simple. Of course, I can choose anyone to use. Okay. You see? Really, really interesting. Really interesting. This other one here, I didn't use it, but I'd like to show you a little because it shows something different that is really interesting. Each, for example, can use other type of LLM, not only the OpenAI ones, right? So each agent can have a different LLM like that. For example, this is Olama, right? The Olama model using Mistral. So, if, for example, if I run Olama locally, I can like run Olama, and I can say, okay, it's a Mistral model, and then you can run the agents here. Sorry. For example, this critic is using Mistral. See, the writer is using Mistral, and the explorer is using Mistral as well. So you don't need to use OpenAI if you don't want it. Okay, and there is some interesting stuff here. Another interesting stuff is what they call human tools. So, for example, we can put a human tool for an agent. What is a human tool? In a moment that the agent is doing his work, he can, okay, now I'm gonna ask the human if it's okay to the human, or if the human has anything to add here, or to comment, etc. So, and then it stops the execution. You can write something, blah, no, I didn't like this text, you can change that, this and this and that, blah blah blah, and then it continue working. You see, it's a really interesting. We can do that. In this is an example of a custom tool. So she created this tool called browser tool that scrapes Reddit, and it has like some codes using this pro model to scrap Reddit. This subreddit called Local Llama. That's what she wanted to read, like the comment, the title, and create some scrapping stuff and return the scrap data to the crew, so the crew can write an article using the data from Reddit. Awesome, awesome, right? It's the same idea, a researcher, a writer, blah blah, but then the data is from Reddit, not from Google, right? Which is pretty cool. Let me show another example here. uh, this one is really interesting. Oops. Right? This one is really interesting. That is uh, YouTube video, right? So the agents here, we have a YouTube manager that oversees YouTube preparation process, including market, research, title ideation, description, etc. anime announcement creation. So this guy, uh, the idea is to create an idea of a YouTube video, but not the only idea. It needs to go to YouTube, see what the most interesting viewed videos from YouTube about that topic, and suggest some titles that can get more views, suggest a description for that the YouTube video, and suggest an email to the list so your list can go and see that video. Really cool, right? And they created this idea of a YouTube manager, research manager, title creator, description creator, email creator, and in this email they use human too, so he can ask you, "Oh, this email is good." Really awesome. And then we can they have some tools, for example, get video details from Google, from YouTube, sorry, and it can create some video details using a Pydantic model for YouTube. So this is a really interesting, much more like production, looks like a production thing. You see, it's not how can I say? It's not looks like so amateur. You see, it's much more professional. We are creating CSV with data, you know. So yeah, this is an interesting. Let me show you some results here. So for example, this is a result of this all this call. You see, we have some, for example, we have here research table about which kind of videos. So this is the idea of programming language. I think it was memes, programming memes. I asked it, and he just looked for programming memes and videos. So he got the count, the day since it's published, this number of subscribers of the channel, lots of interesting stuff. And so he suggests some potential titles that has a higher CTRO, right? Suggestions, a suggestion of the YouTube description, and a suggestion for the email. See, really, really interesting, right? So this is a completely different stuff. Let me see here the crew. There is a different stuff here, and you see now it's using this idea of a hierarchical process. So we can define a manager. This manager can delegate tasks to other agents. So the YouTube manager, the manager delegates task to the manager, then it's turned back, and then it can delegate to the researcher, and then it come back and delegate to YouTube manager again. It can be something a little more. How can I say? Not exactly a sequence. It's something much more organized, like a real people interacting. You know, much interesting to see. This is really really interesting. Okay, my last one, just in the end of our time today, is the uh, CrewAI example. Let me see. This is ah, this is interesting. Let me show you. The idea here is to get a CV. You pass a CV, and then in, uh, it suggests some preparation for a job interview, right? You can pass a CV, and then you can receive some questions to prepare, right? You can get a resume tailored for that job description you passed, okay? And of course, given your CV, it organizes your CV to be more tailored to that job description. For example, if you have a CV that's more manager stuff and you are preparing to an architect or software engineer, it changes, organize your CV differently to be object to be an engineer, for example, right? So it works like that, and then it organized my CV to be a more engineering stuff. Really cool. This is really really cool, right? I have lots of other examples that I'm seeing here, right? This is something from the actual Crew AI examples from the Crew AI guys. The other two are from the other guys that I just found on the internet. So yeah, man. Let me go back here and finish. I can tell you, if you didn't do and if you didn't try out multi-agent system yet, I suggest you do, because these have like a potential to improve your productivity in create different kind of companies and do lots of really interesting stuff. And actually, when we look at Devin, you remember Devin, the guy that will not the software engineer, AI software engineer that will get our jobs. Yeah, this is created by using huge agents. Oh god. Well, sorry about that. Everything happens when we are live. So okay, thank you so much for you that were here with us. So if you want to grow your career today, man, we need to know more about AI, and of course, how to build, how to make yourself more productive with AI. That is the thing. Okay, don't forget to use that for your own good of your own career. Learn a little more about AI, learn how to be more productive with that, and we're gonna have a very good future with AI here. AI is here to stay, and we cannot allow it uh, uh, to. We need to be on top of the wave and not be like and not let the wave pass and we don't get okay. So guys, see you next time. Thank you so much for you that joined us today. And of course, next week we'll be with another interesting topic for everybody. Thank you so much. See you.